Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, phase 1 of the new National Hospital to be handed over by the end of May. No more tuition fees for students of the Dominica State College, and plans underway for the construction of a modernized public library in Roseau. Details of the headline stories and others coming up. Welcome back. Students attending the Dominica State College will no longer be required to pay tuition fees. This was confirmed on Monday by Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit.
I had the occasion to write to the President of the Dominica State College to advise him of the decision of the government to discontinue the payment of tuition fees by students attending the State College with effect from May 13, 2019. And also to place a condition on students attending the State College that they must engage themselves in the mandatory volunteerism at the community level as part of inculcating in the minds and the hearts of our students the need for them to play a greater role in community development.
Prime Minister Skerrit says the move supports government's commitment to guarantee equitable access to quality tertiary education and training.
I've also engaged the college this morning to indicate to them that there has to be an increased focus on some of the technical vocational programs. We need more electricians in Dominica, we need more plumbers in Dominica, we need more masons in Dominica, more carpenters in Dominica, more people with more technical skills, but with certification. And that there are a number of tradesmen and women in our country who have the natural skills, who have the learned skills, but they lack certification, and therefore their only marketplace would be Dominica. With this skills certificate, the entire curriculum would therefore become their marketplace, and they will be able to take their knowledge and the skills to different parts of the Caribbean and further afield. And that the college should make every effort to provide that certification to our existing people with skills and those who would like to hone the skills that we provide opportunities at the State College. But we do have the facilities, the physical space at the college to make this happen.
The Dominica State College was established in 2002, merging teacher training, nursing, and general education. It has played a pivotal role in the enhancement of education over the past 17 years, and today over 90% of all high school graduates attend the DSC. There are currently over 1,000 students enrolled at the college. In more news, Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence has described this year's Art and Craft Expo as a major success. According to Mr. Lawrence, a combination of the Art Expo and Cultural Showcase gained positive feedback from the public.
Overall, I thought we got some very good feedback from the patrons who attended last week Friday, the Art and Craft Expo, and along with that we had a cultural showcase as well. In recent times we've tried combining cultural performances with art and craft, and we have found that it has been working very well. We had a number of artists who contributed their work to the exhibition, and also craftspersons both male and female craftspersons contributing as well to the craft side of the exposition. And for the performances, we had groups like Pan in Harmony, Steel Orchestra, the Paybush Drummers, the Sibuli Masak Cultural Group, and also Tasha Peltier and Peter Leighton. So the attendance was quite good. We were quite encouraged by this attendance of the public, and also the feedback that they gave to the art exhibition and the cultural showcase was also very positive.
Mr. Lawrence believes Domfesta is a very important aspect of Dominica's calendar of cultural activities and provides a more open avenue to display Dominica's culture.
When you really look at it, it's, culture is in different forms, different expressions, but happening all year round. And Domfesta is a very important activity. And then one might describe maybe Carnival and Independence. You have heavy traditional, you have the modern too, but heavy traditional. But then Domfesta is a little more open. So you have all types of expressions, and then you have plays, you have dance, you have a song contest with original songs. You have things for children like the Creole Spelling Bee, for instance, for primary schools. So it's kind of like different, while it is culture and art, but it's still different to Carnival, different to Independence. So I think, and we think, it's an important event, an important festival within the calendar of cultural events.
Domfesta activities will continue throughout the month of May, and Mr. Lawrence encourages Dominicans to support the celebrations.
This week, activities continue tomorrow morning at the Alliance with the primary school's Creole Spelling Bee. Thursday this week, we have the end-of-year concert of the Dominica Institute for the Arts. Right now, we have 187 students attending this institute. And then on Saturday, we have the Coolabistry Community Concert at the Coolabistry Primary School. That starts from 5 in the afternoon. So again, we're encouraging the public to come out and support.
Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit and Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Dominica, His Excellency Lu Kun, along with members of Cabinet, visited Phase 1 of the new National Hospital on Monday. Daryl Tick brings us more in this report.
The first phase of the new National Hospital is expected to be handed over to the government of Dominica by the end of May 2019. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit toured the new facility, accompanied by Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, His Excellency Lu Kun, and members of Cabinet.
Let me first of all say how pleased I am for the great efforts which the contracting firm has put into the construction of the hospital, and more specifically the first phase of the hospital, recognizing the tremendous challenges which they experienced and all of us experienced after the passage of Hurricane Maria. So the work that has been done has been exceptional in terms of efficiency and also the quality of work.
The US $40 million project is funded by the government of the People's Republic of China and is being constructed on the site of the Princess Margaret Hospital in Goodwill. For Prime Minister Skerrit, this is yet another tangible example of the fruitful relations which exist between the governments of Dominica and the PRC.
We believe it is a wonderful way to celebrate the 15th anniversary of our diplomatic relations by the handing over of the first phase of the China-Dominica Friendship Hospital. This hospital will certainly impact every single family and every single individual in our country, as health transcends all walks of life and all ages.
The Dominican leader describes the new health facility as a long-awaited investment in the island's health sector.
Clearly, the existing PMH has outlived its usefulness, and with this new hospital, we have no doubt there will be an improvement in the delivery of healthcare services to Dominica. There will be also an increase in the services which we're offering to our citizens.
The new national hospital includes state-of-the-art equipment, and it's expected to offer services not only to Dominican nationals, but patients in neighboring islands.
So we will very well see ourselves in a situation where we move from our citizens going out to now people coming in to seek medical intervention. Because there is one service which we will be providing in this new hospital, which is the non-invasive intervention for cancer and all other related illnesses. And I've been advised we may be the second country within the Caribbean region which may have this piece of equipment.
Most of the equipment are from China, and also these equipment is the standard level of a Chinese hospital, standard level, and some of the equipment is more higher than Chinese ordinary hospital. So I think just now Prime Minister already said that the hive is the also not all the Chinese hospital have this kind of equipment. So this is the second country in the Caribbean region have such kind of equipment. And concerning the MRI, I think we Chinese government, Chinese can also produce the MRI machine in China. But the MRI here in this hospital, we import from the United States, made by GE company. So this is the best quality.
With the introduction of this new technology, training will be provided for nationals in the medical field by Chinese experts.
We'll be training, we'll be getting help from the government of China to train the doctors and to train the technicians on the management of this facility.
The construction of the new medical facility is expected to mark a new era in Dominica's medical sector and marks another step in efforts by the DLP administration to improve health services.
We've always said to Dominican citizens that what we would like to see happen in Dominica is a situation where there will not be the frequent need of our citizens having to fly to other countries in the region to seek medical care. But this could not and cannot be done with the existing facility. And this is why we have made the request of the Chinese government to assist us with the construction of the hospital. Because over time we have trained people in various disciplines within the medical sciences. And also we have purchased additional and new equipment to provide services to our citizens. And so we have seen a revolution in the healthcare services over the last 20 years.
Darrell Titt for the Government Information Service.
Thank you, Darrell, for that report. In more news, Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, has announced plans for the construction of a modernized public library in Roseau. The Education Minister made the disclosure in his address in observance of Library Week.
Government recognizes the vital role of libraries to the development of its citizenry. And as such, I wish to inform the nation that we have advanced plans for the construction of a modernized public library for Roseau. This will be one of the major projects assigned to the Climate Resilience Executing Agency for Dominica, CREED. As a government, we commit to the rehabilitation of the Portsmouth Library with re-established sustainable services, reorganization of the Grand Bay Library, continuation of the archival collection digitization project, enhancement of service provision to support students' research needs through e-platforms, and the provision of financial and technical support to enhance library services through collection development, staff training, and specialization.
The service is observing Library Week 2019 from May 13 to 18 under the theme Libraries Are for Everyone. Honorable Serja is elated to celebrate the role of the Dominica Library in Dominica's development post-Hurricane Maria.
As Minister for Education and Human Resource Development, I am pleased to have this opportunity in recognizing the invaluable role that the Dominica Library and Information Service plays in the development of the country. Having lost over 25,000 volumes of books, 95% of furniture and equipment, and with extensive damage to the physical structures at the public library service points, the service has come a long way post-Hurricane Maria.
You're watching National Focus. More when you return.
I've worked in the service industry for 9 years, and I love it because of the people I get to meet every day. And that's one of the reasons I went back to college, to be better able to serve the tourists when they come to our destination and to be able to learn more about Dominica. I love learning more about Dominica because the more I learn, the more I can share. And I just want to share Dominica with everyone. I'm from Munjan, which is in the southeast of Dominica, and have lived overseas for 24 years. Living overseas has made me appreciate Dominica and all it has to offer, like taking a walk in the forest, going to the botanical garden, or even drinking fresh Swiss water. I never thought I could miss green so much. Even as a student, I'm still directly linked to the tourism industry, from something as simple as giving directions to tourists, or even more involved like an internship at a hotel, or a cleanup campaign with the HTA. As a tourism student, I have made the decision to take my place in this tourism industry. My name is Lucina Nicholas, and tourism is my business.
Welcome back. The Dominica Forestry Division hosted an art exhibition on Tuesday as part of the annual Caribbean Endemic Birds Festival. Acting Assistant Forest Officer for the Environment Education Unit, Norma Anthony, says this is the 18th year that Dominica is participating in the regional festival. As part of the activities, the Forestry Division teamed up with the Whitey Kubuli Artists Association to create artistic bird pieces from recycled materials and paintings.
We're currently celebrating the Caribbean Endemic Bird Festival. It runs from the 22nd of April to the 22nd of May. It's a regional event, forestry, Doyle Dominica. We always take part. I think this year is our 18th year participating. The theme for this year is Protect Our Birds, Be the Solution to Plastic Pollution. And that is tying in nicely with the plastic ban that we had in Dominica effective January 1st. So what we did as part of our activities, we collaborated with the Whitey Kubuli Artists Association to put on this art exhibition. So what they're doing is they're using like recyclable materials like plastic and metal and producing bird-like objects. We have paintings from them and other pictures.
Anthony added that the objective of the exhibition was to raise awareness of the effects of pollution on the country's birds and wildlife.
What we're really trying to do is is raise the awareness of pollution, like plastic, like materials, non-biodegradable materials that take so long to decompose. So we want people to be conscious of the polluting of our waterways, our rivers, our coasts, our beaches, because these are the areas where the birds live, and these are the areas where they feed, and these are the areas where they nest. So we're trying to make people be aware also that we are still recovering from Hurricane Maria. The forest is still in a fragile state. Our wildlife, not just our birds, our wildlife are still struggling. So we want people, we don't want the citizens to contribute more to the damage that Maria dealt. We cannot control Mother Nature. Yeah, she regenerating on her own, but at the same time, she can come and just damage everything all over again. So we want the people, we want the citizens of Dominica to please be conscious, protect our birds, and protect our wildlife.
Meanwhile, member of the Whitey Kubuli Artists Association, Carol Sorrendo, says this was an important opportunity to showcase their work while addressing the issue of pollution in Dominica.
This opportunity came up to showcase our work, but also to look at a very important subject, which is the danger that our birds are putting and our wildlife due to pollution in Dominica, and particularly plastic disposals. So this work is all made up of recycled materials. I'm very passionate about recycled materials and using natural things in my work, or depicting nature in some way and our connection to the landscape. So these pieces are all made from things I've found. So electrical wires from my mum's house after Hurricane Maria, tarpaulin, which also represents kind of our fragility and also fragility of nature. Recycled wood from the house, and a plastic bottle, which again is the egg, which represents the future.
And that's National Focus. Before we go, a look at the weather outlook. A high pressure system is dominant across the Lesser Antilles. Occasional cloudiness with a few brief showers can be expected across parts of the island chain during the next 24 hours. A weak low-level trough is expected across the area by late Wednesday into Thursday. Moderate seas are expected with waves peaking near 8 feet during today and decreasing overnight. Small craft operators and sea beavers on the East Coast should continue to exercise caution. Coming up next, your tip of the day. Here are a few tips for putting the moisture back into your home and your body. Use a humidifier. Running a humidifier in your home will add moisture to dry, heated air. Keep hydrated. Shorten your showers and moisturize. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook as well as on Twitter at GIS Dominica. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Mervin. Thank you for watching.